Have you ever looked at a couple with an incredible connection and thought to yourself, I need to find someone like them, and then gotten frustrated when the person that you have found doesn't act the way that you expect? Or maybe you're the one who's constantly adjusting who you are, trying to be chosen by someone who just isn't choosing you. What you're experiencing is the gap between wanting partnership while operating from a relationship mindset. And once you understand this distinction, everything changes. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your current approach isn't working and what to do instead. If you're new to my work, my name's Courtney Shand. I love helping men and women step more confidently into the dating space, really be able to show up with the clarity and authenticity that they need to attract a compatible, aligned partnership. And that's what we're going to be digging into today. Because the biggest challenge that I see for both men and women is that while they crave a deep level of partnership, they're actually getting stuck analyzing surface level things. And then they get resentful when it doesn't create the thing that they're actually after. So I want to share a little bit more about what I mean when I say the relationship mindset and the surface level of confusion that comes as a result of it. Having a relationship mindset means being focused on getting a relationship instead of asking yourself, what is it that I'm wanting to build? When you're more focused on getting someone than building something meaningful, you're going to be coming at it from the lens of what's in it for me or how will this enhance my life. And as a result, you won't have a clear vision of where this connection is actually going beyond reaching relationship milestones, like being physically intimate or the wedding day or simply just having a girlfriend or boyfriend. And as a result, it puts a lot of pressure on the connection to rescue you subconsciously from the life that you are creating for yourself and the discomfort and loneliness and lack of fulfillment that you may be experiencing. I find that this plays out a little bit differently for my feminine clients than it has for my masculine clients. For feminine clients, this will usually look like trying to create an Instagram-worthy relationship without understanding the principles that are at play that make that relationship work. For example, seeing a couple with really great masculine and feminine polarity, like a relationship teacher, and thinking to yourself, ooh, I just need to find someone like that, and not considering if that type of lifestyle or day-to-day living or values actually work for them. This will often play out as finding someone who's their type, but then resenting that they don't act the way that the idealized version of a masculine partner would. Or she ends up staying in mediocre relationships with the subtle thought of this is as good as it gets, and I need to use all of the skills that I've been learning to make this work. Whereas for my masculine clients, they become hyper aware of doing everything correct, so that the idealized woman that they have in their mind will choose them. And this looks like constantly adjusting their personality, their behaviors, their interests, based on what they think she wants. They're trying to be authentic, but they're actually performing what they think attraction looks like. Not realizing that the women aren't interested, not in you, but in the life that you're presenting, that you're wanting to subtly be rescued from. Because when you see getting a girlfriend as a status symbol without considering actual compatibility, it naturally leads them to following pickup and dating advice without considering what kind of life you're actually offering. So in both cases, my masculine and feminine clients are trying to force polarity and flow that isn't naturally there. They're comparing themselves and the connection that they're building to others without actually understanding the deeper dynamics that are at play, which has them trying to reverse engineer depth from surface observations, which leads them to performing rather than being, and subtly sets up a dynamic of either rescuing or trying to be rescued, which inevitably sets up resentment when reality doesn't match the idealized version that we have in our head. Which is why in the Rebrand, we are proposing to start with creating the life that you want, and then finding someone who's genuinely compatible to the vision that you have and is excited to build that with you. Because when you come from a partnership mindset instead of just a relationship mindset, it will sound subtly different. Instead of asking, how does this enhance my life? You'll be asking, what are we able to build because we're stronger together? You have a worthy ideal to aim for. You've got a clear vision of the actual experiences you're wanting to co-create, which gives the relationship itself direction and allows both people to have some buy-in, a level of commitment to the other person's well-being and the success of the shared vision. And this makes it easier for you to walk away when the relationship itself isn't of the highest service to either party. This requires some emotional maturity and honest conversation with yourself. Instead of saying, I want someone like them, you'll start asking yourself, do I want the life that they've been creating for themselves? Are our values and vision for our lifestyle actually compatible? And instead of asking, how do I get her or someone like that to choose me? And you'll naturally shift into asking, am I building the type of lifestyle that the right woman for me would be excited to join? And am I moving through the world as someone she would be proud to build with? And when you're both clear on and actively building the day-to-day experiences of true partnership, not just hoping things work out, but intentionally building the lifestyle, the intimacy, and the growth that you both desire, you're more likely to recognize when there's genuine incompatibility without making it mean something about either one of you. Like if there's a lack of natural polarity, or you have different lifestyle visions, you'll have the courage to address it honestly. Because genuine compatibility and polarity isn't something that you manufacture. It's something that you're both uncovering and vetting for in the dating process. And because one of the principles of partnership is being a stand for the other person's best interest, you'll be able to see walking away from the dynamic as something that's of service to the person's highest good, instead of something that you need to force or adapt to in order to keep the connection going. Because within true partnership, the goal isn't to fix or coerce them or change them in any way. It really is about learning how to be with someone else's humanity while maintaining your own center, and about seeing the other person's potential and having the alignment required to support the growth in that direction, because it lines up with your shared vision. The subtle nuance that a lot of people overlook is that when we're focused on surface level things, like things needing to look or feel or sound a certain way to make you feel secure, trying to copy other couples' dynamics without understanding the deeper principles that are at play and developing the awareness of what you're actually needing in order to create something that's like that, you're actually trying to be rescued from your own life instead of building something that's worthy of joining. When you make that shift, you're able to stop changing yourself to fit what someone else might want and getting clear on what you genuinely offer. This sets the tone of you being able to handle the person in front of you's full humanness, not trying to change it or fix them, but really being okay with things not being okay, either within yourself or within your partner. This is the level of acceptance that we're all looking for in partnership, but we're coming at it from the relationship mindset, which is causing us to look for it in the wrong way. And this requires some inner work, some shifts internally that need to happen so that you can start to be not only okay with yourself and others not being okay, but also getting really clear on that worthy ideal, the type of lifestyle that's meaningful for you to contribute your time, energy, attention, resources, and allowing that to be what you lead with in the dating space. This is what's going to allow you to attract the right type of people, opportunities, and even in a romantic context, be really clear on what you are wanting to offer, but more importantly, building a life that's so compelling to the right type of person that they're excited to join in. And along the way, some of the skills that you will need to learn is developing the capacity to assess for actual compatibility, not just surface level attraction, and learning to walk away when there is misalignment, even if it looks really good on paper. Because when you operate from a partnership mindset instead of a relationship mindset, you naturally stop wasting time and energy trying to convince the wrong people and start attracting and naturally building what you truly want with people who are genuinely aligned with that. This isn't about being perfect. It's about having the clarity to know what you're building so that you can assess genuine compatibility and feeling whole and secure enough within yourself to say no to things that take you off that course, while also having the flexibility to enhance the vision as things unfold. This is what allows things to unfold with the depth that you're actually looking for, and this is what we address inside of the Rebrand. Deep emotional compatibility that goes beyond the surface recommendations that a lot of dating advice shares. I've worked with Andrew Bauer to create the Rebrand and the content specifically to help you uncover and shift the unconscious beliefs that are keeping you focused on the surface level things so that you can get clear on not only the vision that you're wanting to co-create, but also do the deep inner work that prepares you to support that level of partnership. And I love bringing this content to the people who are already inside of the Rebrand, because it's never been about changing who you are. It's about being so solid in yourself and being able to see yourself with the clarity that you need to naturally attract compatible, aligned, and sustainable connections that lead to that partner level depth you're looking for. And if you're tired of attracting people who aren't ready for the depth or intensity that you naturally have, you may be finding yourself trying to make incompatible situations work when the reality is we need to shift from that relationship mindset, and therefore the strategies that go with it, into a deeper, broader conversation, which is around embodying that partner level mindset. And if you're ready to make that shift, the rebrand is for you. I'll put the links in the description below. I would invite you to set up a discovery call. We can really quickly get in there and discern exactly where you're getting stuck, not only from a mindset perspective, but from an even deeper compatibility-based level. I'll put the links for a discovery call in the description below. I would love to set up some time to talk through where you're actually getting stuck so that you have the clarity that you need to start making some deep internal shifts that set you up for that partner level mindset. If the rebrand is a good fit, we'll invite you into that work as well. Otherwise, you'll walk away with a little more clarity about yourself and your situation and how you want to move forward. So I'll put the links in the description below, and I'll see you there. As always, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next week.